can just discover who you are, you can be all that you should be, right?
If we're going to live a life without depreciation, we must appreciate things.
I see.
Appreciate our little beginnings. Appreciate our today. Then our tomorrow will also.
So why, for example, is agriculture not the most important feature? And when I say important, I mean important. I don't mean lip service. I mean important. It means looking through the full chain of agriculture.
Wealth creation is not by folding hands. It's not a lazy man's job. It's not a lazy man's job. How many people have you engaged? How many people have you taken your business plan to? Have you fine-tuned it?
Hello viewers, you're welcome to the Wisdom Filla Show, the show that brings you wisdom and knowledge for success in life. My name is Osei-Kusi, and I'm happy to be your host again for today. And for today's discussion, we're going to be looking at personal life planning. Personal life planning, how to plan your life, or is it important to plan your life at all? All right, and I have a wonderful guest with me. He's not coming on the show for the first time. He's been here with us before, and he made such massive contributions and to our lives. He's in the person of Mr. Femi Banigbe. He is a technology business leader. He's also a motivational speaker, and he's been traveling all over the world, speaking to many people, specifically young people. And today, I'm so excited to have him here with me to talk about personal life planning. Mr. Femi Banigbe, it's good to see you.
Always good to see you.
Thank
you for having me on the show again.
Thank you for coming. And thank you for being so willing to share your depths of knowledge with young people.
The least I can do. I love it. It's actually part of the things that keeps me going as a person.
Thank you so much. You're looking good. I know the pocket is looking good and the economy is really good for you, isn't it?
I'm
good for all of us.
I'm trying to be like you.
So let's talk about the topic for today. And we're going to be looking at personal life planning. What a topic. What a topic. What is personal life planning all about? I mean, what is the idea behind planning your life? In fact, can a human being plan your life? We don't know whether we're going to be alive tomorrow. I mean, why should people plan their life? What is personal life planning all about?
If God has a plan for your life, then there's nothing stopping you from having one.
Oh, okay. I thought it was rather the opposite. God has a plan for your life. Why worry? I mean, just leave.
Oh, well, I mean, if God himself will say, I have a plan for you, then you must be very curious to know exactly what that plan is. And I can actually apply the same principle of planning.
I see.
I believe that for every venture, whether it is a business or a country, to be successful, you have to plan. And one of the things that we learned in business school is the act of planning. That when a business does not plan and it does not forecast, then there is no way that that business can actually be certain that it is going in the right direction. So planning is very critical. If it is critical for a business, then it is even more critical for an individual.
I see.
Now, one thing I always say to people is that life is not a dress rehearsal.
Wow. Life is not a dress rehearsal.
Yeah,
wow.
It's not a dress rehearsal. That means that, you know, in movies you could actually, somebody writes a script and therefore you can pull the script apart, you can do it.
You can edit it.
You can edit it, and then if you don't get it right, then okay, you act that scene again, and then you can put it together and it becomes a movie. Actually act that movie as you go. And then once you it's so funny and it's quite real.
And it's serious.
Because once a moment passes by, you can't go back to it. You cannot go back to it. So you tomorrow is yet to come, right? Yesterday is gone. You cannot go back to it. Actually, what you have is actually now. So if you want to fully maximize and fully influence what your tomorrow is going to be, then you're going to have to plan. Now, I've always said to people that the only influence, lasting influence you have on your future, it is always going to be through your dreams.
I see. The only lasting influence
you have on your future is through your dreams.
Okay.
And dreams will.
What kind of dreams? The one we sleep and we dream?
Nah, I'm
It's
talking
not that
about,
one?
No, I'm talking
Because
about,
I hardly remember my dreams. I wake up and I realize, I think I dreamt, but I don't know. I don't remember what I saw.
Especially after you have eaten a very big bowl of banku.
Oh, fufu. Wow, my goodness.
No, I'm not talking about that kind of
Okay.
dream. I'm talking about the aspect of life whereby you begin to project into the future. When you begin to take advantage of your imagination and you are able to say, okay, how do I see my life becoming? What am I dreaming of? Like what people will call vision.
Okay.
Now, vision is a picture of your desired future.
Okay.
So when I use dream, I'm actually going to use it side by side with the word vision because it probably makes the same in this context. Now, a dream of the future is your picture of your desired future. Sometimes in life, people wait to see, they wish for things to happen. And they just wish and wish and wish and wish, and without necessarily actively pursuing a dream of where they want their life to head. So vision is a picture of your desired future. So if your vision is ever going to be a reality, you have to take it as if you are, correct now, if your vision is ever going to be a reality, you have to plan.
Okay.
Now, if your dreams are going to become a reality in life, then you have to start asking yourself, how am I going to make this dream come to pass? The how is the thinking part. The how is the thinking part. Now, the component of the mind that a lot of people don't use quite often is that of their imagination.
Okay.
Even God said, I am not, in his words, he says that I am able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all you ask or think or imagine. Now, a lot of us spend so much time doing praying and asking, but we spend so little time in thinking and in planning. So, if you don't plan, then you are going to live your life by trial and error. You're going to live your life by happenstance. You are not going to live your life intentionally. So the purpose of planning is so that you can actually structure the direction in which your life is going. You can actually envision it. Because I personally believe that as a man thinks in his heart so easily, your life will always move in the direction of your dominant thoughts. Now, you had better start envisioning and writing your own script. Of course, tapping into the wisdom of God. Because I said earlier on that God has a plan for your life. So if God has a plan for your life, he is much more willing to reveal that plan to you. And then it is your duty to be able to translate that plan within your physical reality or your natural reality or your current circumstances and project into the future.
I see.
Nobody is going to do that job for you. You cannot expect that your parent will plan for you. Yes, they could do that within a specific phase of your life, but they will not do that for you.
But I'm still not very convinced about this life planning thing. I mean, for instance, if Jesus says, like you were saying, that don't worry about tomorrow. Even he says that even the birds of the air, they don't hassle. They just wake up in the morning. They're not going to worry about it. They don't even quite plan for tomorrow. They wake up in the morning. They find some grains to eat and they go to sleep and then they come. Why should any human being worry about planning for tomorrow? I mean, you need to convince me a bit more.
I like that scripture that you actually picked on, because what you said there is that do not worry about your tomorrow.
Okay.
Now, I want to say to you, if you allow me, that worrying is an abuse of your imagination.
Okay.
Because worrying goes into the future to play a scenario that has not yet happened, and then you start to get yourself worked up over it. Now, worrying is different from planning. Now, with your imagination, you pre-play the future. Right?
Okay.
With your memory, you replay the past.
Okay.
With your imagination, you pre-play the future. So, when Jesus said, do not worry, he doesn't say you should not plan. Because the same Jesus said, which one of you wants to build a tower? We not first sit down and count the cost. That the position of sitting down and counting the cost is the actual planning we're talking about. As an individual, of course, everybody expects to live long. Now, if your life is going to be meaningful, then you need to start putting structures to it. You need to start telling yourself that there are certain things you have to do at a specific time of your life. For every season, for every purpose, there is a time. Right? And then even the psalmist says, teach us to number our days so that we may apply our heart to wisdom. Now, if you're talking about numbering.
All right, no, before that, okay, so, well, you're convincing me that we need to plan our lives.
Yes.
So where do we start from? I mean, so I'm a young person watching this program, and I'm in first year university, or I've just finished SHS. You're telling me to plan my life. Where do I start from? How should I plan my life? Specifically, right now, in this very moment, how do I start to plan my life?
Yes. Oh, it's quite interesting that you asked that question, because the reality of life is this, that there are certain situations you cannot control, but there are things that are within things that you can actually control, within your power to sort of determine and influence. Now, one of my teachers taught me when I was growing up, he says that whenever you fail to plan, it's because you are planning to fail. So whenever you fail to plan, it's because you are planning to fail. Every single venture is successful through wise planning.
Okay.
That's what Proverbs actually said. Every single venture is successful through wise planning. So first question for a young guy who is just in school, or an undergraduate, or somebody who has just graduated from school, it is, what is your definition of success in life? Do you want to be successful? And then when you ask people whether they want to be successful, most of them will come back and say, yeah, we want to be successful. Now, when you then ask them, what is the definition of success? To them, as, oh, okay, success is graduating from the university, that's a level. Success is getting my first job. Success is becoming very, very productive in my career. Now, success will mean several things to different people at different phases of their life. Now, let's even say that your plan is that, okay, I want to graduate from the university with a second-class upper degree. Now, that is your goal. If that is your goal, then you have to ask yourself, how are you going to achieve that goal of graduating with the second-class upper division? So it means that you have to make sure that all your high credit courses, you have to plan to score a good grade in each one of those courses, so that at the end of the day, the aggregation of it will end up in a what do you call it right now, your GP or GPA of 3.5, which qualifies you to become a second-class upper degree holder. So everything, it's about planning. The point I'm trying to make here is that you have to be intentional about your life. Now, life is...
Let me ask you, so what are the specific questions you ask yourself when you are starting to plan your life? I mean, let's look at a complete beginner hearing this kind of message about personal life planning. Obviously, I have some understanding of that. There are many people out there, especially young people, who really have no plan for their lives. And so as a complete beginner, what are some of the questions they need to ask themselves, and how do they find the right answers, and how should they plan their life?
I'm Grace Anabi, a second-year student of the University of Cape Coast, reading Bachelor of Education in Art, and also a beneficiary of Osei-Kusi Foundation. I want to thank the foundation very much because they took care of me for my first year in the senior high till now. May the good Lord richly bless them. And also I want to urge people outside there that they should support the foundation so that they can also help the needy. And God will bless them too. I love Osei-Kusi Foundation because they invest in young people.
Actually, Felicia Aquilitavia, in your be a school for the blind. Actually, Mataya Quashon. Osei-Kusi Foundation, Dinamo Combile, Nimu can and Joan. The woman and the 1 billion. You are no one I said, Chelly. You will not be famous when I can down and look on and look on and look at 2 million and look on a bad drum.
I am Osei Michael. I am in second year, a student of Mauli School, Senior High, at Hope. I am junior art student, and also I am beneficiary of Osei-Kusi Foundation. I thank them for taking care of me past 2 years, and may God richly bless them. And also, I plead with people out there to support the foundation so that they can also help the needy. And I really love Osei-Kusi Foundation because they care for the needy.
Who am I?
Okay.
What is my life all about?
Okay.
And where do I want to end up in life? Those are three critical
Can you
questions.
go over the questions again?
Who am I?
Mm-hmm.
Who am I? What is my identity? Where am I coming from? Who am I? What is my life all about? What is it all about? Is it just to wake up in the morning and go to sleep and then grow up and then have babies and stuff like that? What is my life all about? And then how do I want to? Where do I see myself going? How do I want to end up? Now, every single person must ask himself or herself that question. I was so fortunate to have come across a mentor who helped me to structure my life to be able to say, asking those three questions. And then I started thinking really, really deeply to say, what is life all about, really? Is it just, okay, giving back to children, or is it just having cars and stuff like that? There must be much more, to life than just waking up and sleeping every day. So when you begin by asking those three questions, then it helps you to set the basis. So the key part where planning comes to play is, where do I see myself ending up in life? So it is like projecting into the future, into 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now. As a matter of fact, I read a book many, many years ago, and then that book said you have to begin with the end in mind. So let's say that you are looking at the end of your life. You ask yourself, how old do I want to be before I die? Let's say, for the purpose of assumption, you say I want to be 80.